All Access. An inside look at what it takes to operate Iowa's largest entertainment and convention facilities. This is Iowa Events Center All Access. From Iowa Everywhere.
And what's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of All Access here on the Iowa Everywhere Podcast Network. We are presented by the Iowa Event Center. Matt Van Winkle, Adam Flack here for another week, talking entertainment, local entertainment, national entertainment. We got some great concerts coming to the Wells Fargo Arena. Basketball season is, well, coming to a close, but we got some local teams still in it here. Adam, how are you, my friend?
Doing great. You know, it's hard to believe that just a year ago, we were hosting NCAA basketball and having a great time with that. And now we're already, through the next season, through the first couple rounds and still cheering on the Cyclones in the Sweet 16. It's a great week. Yeah,
I got to catch that game out in Omaha. I was there for the Washington State game. Got to watch the Cyclones punch their ticket to the Sweet 16 in Boston. It was my first time there at the CHI Health Center, where Creighton plays their basketball games. And obviously, a lot of the concerts you guys they get. It was really cool to kind of see a different arena that I'm used to.
Yeah, I remember previewing NCAA basketball back in 2015, the year before we hosted first in 2016, and the facility is great and the people are great there. And from what I've heard, they've really increased the entertainment options around the facility. Is that right? I heard more of an entertainment district's popped up there as well.
There is. I didn't get a chance to walk around that too much. It was a little bit chilly when we were there. A lot of people were kind of making their way inside, but I know a lot of people that were there earlier that week. There's kind of a district area down there with some cool bars. And I know, Cyclone Fanatic and the We Will Collective did a nice event down there for fans that were there Wednesday. And then they had the game, obviously, Thursday and Saturday. But a lot of fans were kind of congregating at the Hilton where I was. There's a great bar, open area there right across from the arena. So they've really done a nice job kind of building around similar, I guess, kind of what the Wells Fargo Arena has been doing, adding the hotel space there across the street and restaurants. So it really was pretty cool. Omaha really does kind of have a Des Moines feel, a little bit bigger,
sure.
But kind of our sister city, right?
Yeah, the facility's great, and the convention center where the teams can just drive their buses right on in and unload there is perfect for the NCAA. So I know they do a lot of work there. And hey, let's just hope the bid's in, as you heard from Chris a couple weeks ago. So we're just wait until October. We can find out if we can host it again. So
yeah, it really is an impressive facility too. It's a lot bigger than you think. You're driving in, you come over the bridge from Iowa, and you can see it there. It just looks like this huge mecca. It's very cool. Cool that Creighton gets to call that home too. Wow, it's a really impressive arena inside. Really kind of like an NBA arena. So
I think they sell out about every game too, and McDermott's done a great job there. Yeah. And we had to settle for Tim McGraw and doing a big show on the Thursday and trying to catch Iowa State on the TVs on the concourse, but. Big night for music here, and excited to keep that going as well.
Yeah, Tim McGraw kind of made some national headlines coming out wearing that the Caitlin Clark jersey. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, we didn't. I got a couple texts. Hey, did you guys gift him that? And we try to get every artist that comes through a gift, and we did not. So I don't know how he ended up with that, but we had the opportunity to say hello before the show and thank him for coming, and he was wearing it there and didn't know he was going to wear it on stage. But yeah, that thing went everywhere. ESPN W reached out and asked if they could use our video of that, and so it's kind of cool that he made some headlines. And Iowa keeps chugging through the women's tournament as well. So
yeah, best of luck to our local teams as they are in the Sweet 16. Obviously, Iowa State playing Thursday, and then Iowa women playing on Saturday. So couple local games coming up. Well, hey, we're going to be talking about a local music festival, a new music festival coming to Central Iowa. But before we get to that, Adam, you guys had some new show announcements come out this week.
Yeah, Monday morning we were able to announce Pink. So 13 years ago, Pink played Wells Fargo Arena. It sold out. It's still a show that I still get asked about. When's Pink coming back? That was the greatest show we've seen in the arena. And we've been working on this one for a long time, Matt. I mean, it's, hey, we're going to get it. We're not going to get it. This show, if this city doesn't do 2 dates, we'll get it. That city did 2 dates. And so it was back and forth. And we quite honestly thought it fell off our radar. And then all of a sudden it was back, and it was like, you're announcing next week. And, it goes on sale this Friday, but from the buzz that we've had from the announcement, get your tickets early. because it was a huge announcement for us. One of the biggest announcements we've had in 20 years of being here.
October 24th is that show. Tickets go on sale Friday, highvtix.com. Yeah, my mom got to see a Pink. She saw her at an outdoor. It was in San Francisco, actually, at where the Giants play. So it was in kind of an outdoor space. But I still think she had a lot of those kind of acrobatics. This isn't really just a concert. It's like a full-on. It's like almost like a Cirque du Soleil show that she's put on. I think from the last time she did. I don't know how much she's still doing that. I'm sure she still does, but.
From my understanding, she still does the full show. So it's going to be a fantastic view. No matter where your seats are located, you're going to get a great show with Pink. And, I do want to mention that we had a great announcement idea. So you'll see some buildings around Des Moines lighting up pink this week to help support the on sale. Our arena has gone pink. The Women of Achievement Bridge right across over the river will be pink leading up to the on sale on Friday. The Financial Center and then Polk County Courthouse are all, we thank them for partnering with us and turning their buildings pink this week. But Girls Rock DSM, I don't know if you're familiar with that organization, but they were fantastic to work with. We had this idea, like, how can we, really announce Pink to our audience in a different way, press release and social media posts. But we reached out to Girls Rock DSM through a contact we had at First Fleet, and they have covered Pink songs in the past through their organization. And so we were able to get with them. We recorded them last week doing their Pink song. And as part of the announcement Monday morning, we were able to post a snippet of video from them, which turned out great. And I can't thank them enough for their partnership on it.
That's awesome. That's super cool. You get the community involvement there. I'm sure the kids got a kick out of that too, to be able to help introduce that and announce Pink coming to Des Moines. That's awesome.
Yeah, we recorded it while Tim McGraw was in town, and so I wasn't able to go over and help with that recording. I stayed at the venue, but from my understanding, it was a great day over there, and we'll release more of that music as we go along. And I don't know if you noticed, but Channel 13 might have dropped a few hints Monday morning during Megan's weathercast.
Oh, there you go.
Just noticed that.
That's awesome. Cool. And yeah, and like we've talked about before, you guys have the new Pink light, or the new lighting availability on Wells Fargo Arena. So that'll be cool to see that kind of lit up pink as well when she comes here.
Absolutely.
Cool. So, and you guys also have a couple other shows that you announced: Five Finger Death Punch with Marilyn Manson, August 19th, Cage the Elephant with Young the Giant, September 13th. But hey, you guys have some other big shows coming up in April, 3 big ones for sure.
Man, April is going to be a busy month. I think we mentioned it last week. It might be the busiest concert month we've had in our history. Yeah. We've got, 7 different artists coming in, 8 different shows, with Zach Bryan doing his 2 dates. Yeah. But starts off next week with Fall Out Boy. And that show, again, we have ticket availability for it at highvtix.com. But we're looking forward to that show. It's a great package with all the bands together. And then you go Lil Wayne on April 11th and then Kane Brown, April 18th. And that's not counting AJR on the 16th. So we've got a bunch of stuff going on in April. The Barnstormers are kicking off their season as well. So we're wrapping up a couple seasons and continuing the concert season now.
highvtix.com for all of those concerts. The Iowa Wolves also close out their season Friday and Saturday of this week. They've had a nice run here this season, and it's been fun. I got to go down and catch a game there, and it's always a good time. So if you want to get to catch the Wolves, this weekend is your last weekend, right?
Last weekend, last chance to see friend of the pod, Gabe Kalsher. Is that what I'm supposed to say? Friend of the pod.
Sure. There you go.
He's averaging about 11 minutes a game. He's getting some action, so it's great to see him on the court. It is their last chance. This is Friday and Saturday. Friday night, they're actually doing a 4 tickets for $20 promotion. So really trying to get a big crowd Friday night as they play the Austin Spurs. Which, if you're a Cyclone fan, you remember Sir, what's his name? Jabani Rice from Texas last year.
Yeah.
He's on the Austin team, so he'll be in town Friday and Saturday as well. But Wolves are going to wrap up the season this weekend.
Awesome. Well, hey, Adam, spring is upon us. I know it doesn't quite feel like it this week. It's in the 30s today, but spring is here, and that means outdoor concerts are coming back to Iowa, to the Midwest. And today we're actually excited to share some more about a new all-day show, a music festival coming to Central Iowa. It's called Spring Revelry. It's going to take center stage of Indianola's Memorial Balloon Field Saturday, May 4th. It's featuring 8 musical acts, including the Turnpike Troubadours, Ryan Bingham, and Trampled by Turtles. Tickets are available for that at springrevelry.com. And hey, we actually have a cool contest coming up. Actually, I think it's live right now, where you can win a pair of tickets to the show, iowaeverywhere.com. You can enter. And we're giving away also one grand prize, who's going to score a pair of VIP tickets with access to a private viewing area and a private bar. Plus, you get an autographed poster from the Turnpike Troubadours. But hey, we have a special guest joining us here on All Access today. He is the site manager of Spring Revelry. His name is Rich Ramos. Rich, thanks for joining us here on All Access. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. It's great to be here.
Cool. So we introduced the show just a little bit. This is a brand new festival, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a brand new one. It's one I know that we've been working on for quite a while. Been looking to get something a little bit different. I know down here they've had, like, a couple of years ago, had Knot Fest, and that was a hugely successful show. And looking to build off that and do something a little bit different, bring in a little bit different crowd than Knot Fest, and change it up just a little bit.
Obviously, we have Hinterland. People are very familiar with that music festival down in St. Charles, Iowa. This is a one-day. You guys kind of pack it all in one day. No camping or anything for this event, correct? This is just to come and experience some 8 great bands, right?
Yeah, correct. It's just a one-day event. In there, doors open at 11. Show starts at noon. Runs all day long. You know, obviously the little breaks here and there when the bands are changing out sets, but otherwise it's a one-day show. Looking to have a great time. A lot of people in a beautiful location out in just east of Indianola.
Hey, Rich, is this a one-stage show? I see you got 8 bands packed into the day. Is this a one stage where there is going to be some downtime, or you have a couple going on?
No, it's a one-stage thing. I think if some people are thinking, if they came to the Knot Fest show, they noticed that we had this massive 300-foot long stage. In this case, no, it's a one-stage show. There'll be probably 30 minutes in between about each show, and just stretched out through the day. And May is probably a good time for people to get out there and enjoy some weather, and what better to do it on a Saturday afternoon in early May.
I'd imagine putting a festival like this takes quite a bit of work. How does something like this come together? I'm sure there's a lot of moving parts going on right now and a lot of planning that go into this.
Yeah, much like you guys see it at Wells Fargo, there's a lot of moving parts in all of this, and the only difference that we don't have is we don't have a set building, so we're building everything from scratch. We're bringing in all of the infrastructure because there's limited infrastructure out there, so we're taking advantage of some of the existing buildings. But there's a team of us that have been working on this for probably about the last 2 or 3 months to pull it all together and to cross all the T's and dot all the I's to make sure we have all the pieces in place, so that not only do the artists have a great experience and they're able to put on a killer show, but so that anybody who's coming to the show has a great experience and enjoys the day, and just walks away going, this was a fantastic time here in Indianola.
So talk us through, if I'm a first-time festival goer, I don't go to outdoor concerts. It's the first time I'm trying this. What are kind of the do's and don'ts to make sure that I maximize the experience and have a great time? What am I packing? What am I allowed to bring in and not? How do I make sure that I can enjoy the full day?
I think that comparing to if they've never been to a festival before, it's much like going to any show that they go to, any arena, as far as what they can bring in terms of no laser pointers, no weapons, no bottles of any kind, that sort of thing. We are allowing some low to the ground chairs and blankets and stuff like that can be brought in so people can at least sit and enjoy the day, because it can be a long day. The other piece I tell to anybody who's coming for a first-time festival attendee is that it is a long day. Music starts at noon, and we're going until about 11 o'clock at night. So to pace themselves and to make sure they drink plenty of water and get some food and just enjoy the day, listen to some great music. But, it's one of those things where we want to ensure a safe environment for everybody who's come. Obviously, we'll have a full security team out there that helps support that. We have parking close by that's on site for people to park in and come. And our parking lots will open up at 8 a.m. in the morning. The gates for the show are going to open up at 11. That's when we'll start letting people in. And they should anticipate what they would see at any venue going in, much like yours, I'm sure, where They're going through metal detectors and their bag checks. And again, it's not because we don't trust people, but it's just, it's an unfortunate part of the realities these days. And we want to ensure that everybody has a safe experience. So that's what they should expect. I think that it's a rain or shine. So if it's a drizzly sort of day, people should pack the appropriate weather apparel if they don't want to get terribly wet. The schedule is, I believe, will be posted, if it's not already posted, on the Spring Revelry site of who's playing when. But, I would encourage anybody to come. If they're into music or even into just one or two of the bands, I would encourage them to come to all of them, just because I think it's a great opportunity to see somebody you don't know. And you may get off on what somebody else or the first band on the deck is playing, and they may become your new favorite. So I would encourage people to get there and see all the bands. They don't have to, but I would encourage them. Obviously, the earlier you get there, the closer your parking is going to be, just like any venue. But it should be a fun day. And again, we're just looking to build a site that is safe, has what people need in order to have a great experience out in Indianola.
Well, we absolutely know it's going to be perfect weather, right? Because that's what we always know. It's going to be a great day. But, you mentioned the rain or shine, and you just never know. I remember we did a rib fest out in our parking lot years and years ago. And one day, and I think we were in July, and one day it'd be 110 degrees, and the next day it's a threat of rain. And so there's no perfect time, that you're guaranteed going to get a great weather day, but you just know that it's going to be great on May 4th this year.
Yeah, that's we're planning on it. We've already put the order and request in, so yeah, it's our intent to ensure a good weather day. Absolutely.
It really should be a cool setting too. That the Balloon Classic field out there really is a pretty setting, and May should be just perfect for people that are wanting to go out and enjoy some live music outside. I was also reading too that you guys are going to have kind of a vendor area, kind of a shopping area for people. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so we're looking to bring in some vendors to kind of make sure it's more than just sitting in a field listening to music. There's going to be a full array of food vendors that are going to be there. Looking to have some craft and trinket sort of vendors, obviously, there to kind of enhance the day and just make for a good all around day out there. So we're looking for the vendors that we're going to have out there are essentially going to be vendors that are going to kind of tie into the whole theme of what the show is anyway. And it's the Spring Revelry, the country music, that sort of thing. So we're looking at it's more than just a show. It's an event that people can come and hang out and just enjoy a great day.
Some of these bands too that I'm looking at are really some like tried and true, like veterans in their industries too. I mean, Turnpike Troubadours have been around for a long time. Ryan Bingham, Trampled by Turtles, one of my favorites as well. And we're actually going to be talking with them coming up on Friday, so stay tuned for that, for a little all-access exclusive. But yeah, talk about just kind of the genre. If people maybe aren't familiar with these bands, who are these bands that are going to be coming?
Yeah, they're more country leaning than I think than has probably been. It's been a while, if I recall right, since I think there's been any sort of country music sort of festival that's been in the area. Yet Turnpike has been around for a while. Trampled has been around for a while. But there's some other new acts that are on the rise that I think will give people a good opportunity to hear what's coming out there that's new in the genre of country music. It's looking to be, I think it's a great lineup, quite honestly. I don't know all of them and haven't listened to all of them a lot, but in the bit that I've listened from some of the ones that I don't know, they're great. And I think that in some cases, if people don't know them, they're going to be pleasantly surprised by what they're hearing on the stage. And like I said a little bit ago, they're probably going to walk away with some new artists that they're fans of and can't get enough of. So I think that's probably what most people are going to see when they come. Turnpike is always really a great show. It's a solid show. I saw them for the first time. I believe it was like last year over in Council Bluffs when they were playing at the amphitheater over there, and just a great solid show that I think that people are going to walk away from enjoying it. Ryan Bingham is also great, and Trampled are great. So if like I said, if somebody's unfamiliar with this, give them a listen on whatever streaming service they use, because I think that they're going to be pleasantly surprised and find somebody that they're going to enjoy, that's going to bring them out to the field to enjoy it.
So a big thing is taking care of the artist when they're here, right? And obviously you want a great experience for the fans, and make sure that they will come back next year. But also for the acts, you got to make sure, because that word of mouth travels. And how were you taken care of when you went to the Spring Revelry? I mean, how much time and attention is focused in on that? Not to give away any secrets, but you've got a lot of different bands coming in for a day. You want to make sure that they can get in easy, they're taken care of, so they can come out and put on the best show that they can. A little bit different doing it in a balloon field than maybe a more controlled environment where you have some set rooms already, like at an arena. But what do you do to make sure the artist is taken care of when they come in?
We build a complete infrastructure. We'll bring in those, I don't necessarily want to call them construction trailers, but they're ground level mobile offices, basically, to create office or dressing room spaces and the necessary office spaces for the artist. We create private compounds for them. We're bringing in those people pleaser restrooms so that they have real restrooms, and looking to bring in probably some shower trucks so that the tours and the artists have the ability to shower on site. We have catering set up for them. We have, we'll take care of all their hospitalities. We're creating, some of the things we're doing is we're creating some vibe areas for them so that they have a place that's, because if you've never been in like one of those ground level construction trailers, they're not the most exciting sorts of things. They're, 10 foot by 40 foot long, and they're basically a construction trailer or a semi truck hauler sort of thing. And that's what they are. So we're trying to create a vibe for them, just a place to chill, so that then when it's their turn to get on the deck, they can just kind of have at it and had a great experience chilling backstage. Obviously, the other piece that kind of goes with that is, we need to create a secure location. In your venue, obviously, it's easier to lock down the backstage area,
sure,
because it's a physical building, whereas we're having to put up a lot of fencing, and we're bringing in night lights so that when it comes late, that people can leave and they can. It's a safe exit for them when it's dark. But likewise, we do the same. We're bringing night lights for backstage so that when it's time to tear the show down, right after the show, it's illuminated and we can see the work that needs to be done. And again, it's a safe environment back there. But it's all about creating an environment where they feel comfortable and they can hang out and they can chill. And as with a lot of bands, their crew tend to know each other because they overlap, or one artist jumps from one tour to another, and they overlap. So creating a place where those guys and people can reconnect again and either have a meal or just hang out and chill. But the other piece that goes with it is finding parking and everything for the buses that we're going to have on site, the trucks that are coming on site, those sorts of things. So there's ample room that we have available for it, but it's managing all those pieces that come in so that they can have the experience that they want as the artists. And so the patrons get a show that they can walk and go away going, that was an amazing thing and it was well worth the money, and I hope they do it again. So there's a lot that gets built. We have to bring our own power infrastructure. We're bringing in generators to support everything that we're doing. We have internet drops out there because, as I think everybody knows in this world, fortunately or unfortunately, we can't get by without connectivity. Yeah. So we need to make sure that we have that out there as well. But it's a lot of tents that we're bringing in as well. So it's everything that you might think that you would have in a normal building. We're going to do our best to replicate out in a field someplace that, may mean it's a truck of showers or a portable restroom or whatever, but we're doing everything in our power to do that backstage.
Thanks. I mean, that's fantastic. I mean, a lot of people don't understand what goes into that. They see it from the consumer side or the fan side, but just the amount of work that has to go in on the other side of it to make sure everybody has a great experience it's fascinating to see these outdoor shows.
Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, like I said, we started planning probably 2 or 3 months ago on this, and we'll start putting up fencing probably the week before. And then we start in earnest building the whole thing on the Monday the week before the show. Mm-hmm. And it goes from there at that point. There's no backing down, and it's going. And if there are people who are in town who drive by and they see what's going on, there, in some cases it may look like it's moving slow, but it's actually moving pretty fast, because we're going to build this in less than a week, probably, for the most part. And then it'll be gone in a couple days after the show is over.
I was going to say, everybody's going to go home on May 4th and say, oh, it was a great show. Rich isn't going to relax and sleep in on Sunday. It's cleanup day, right?
Not at all. Yeah, we'll continue until about 3 o'clock in the morning. We'll get all of the lights and sound out, and then the next morning we'll probably finish with the staging, if depending upon how late that takes us to get all the lights and sound out. And yeah, Sunday's just another work day out there, and we're going to continue on. And I have limited time. I have about 2 or 3 days after that before I hit the road to take on some other shows. So it's an undertaking, but it's still pretty fun. And at the end of the day, when you can walk away and however many thousands of people were out in that field having a great experience, when you know that they had a great experience, then it's all worth the time and it's worth the effort. And it's been a good thing. I have no complaints. And quite honestly, I still have fun, even when there's those headache days, which I'm sure you've seen before. The challenging days, it's still, I realize and recognize that I'm having the opportunity to be in a location that a lot of people don't ever get to see, and that I'm having an experience that a lot of folks don't necessarily have the opportunity to experience, but that it's a lot of work, but it's still a great experience, again, seeing that everybody's having a great time.
Well, this sounds like an awesome festival, Rich. Spring Revelry. It's very cool just to see more live music coming to the state, to Central Iowa, especially outdoor music. I know the Lawrence and Amphitheater has brought some great acts. Yep. We mentioned Hinterland has been around for probably going on a decade now. Just very cool to see this, and hope people can get out and support this live music, and so we can keep bringing great bands, great festivals like this back to Central Iowa. So tell people again where they can get tickets and where they can find out more information.
People can get tickets at springrevelry.com, or they're at Ticketmaster as well. So either one of those locations will direct them to Ticket to get the appropriate tickets. Looking forward to a great show. I hope everybody takes the time to come out. And Indianola, for those who don't know, Indianola is not that far away from Des Moines, quite honestly. From Wells Fargo Arena, we're probably the same distance to West Des Moines, or at least the same amount of time to get to Jordan Creek Mall or wherever. So I would encourage people to take the drive down if they're not sure, and come out and see us on the 4th. I think it's going to be great.
And we'll mention one more time, if you want to get in on our contest at Iowa Everywhere, iowaeverywhere.com, we're going to be giving away, I think, 20 pairs of tickets to the festival and one VIP winner as well. So, Rich, we really appreciate it. This was awesome. Great to learn more about this festival, and we wish you guys the best of luck with it. May 4th, again, we're fingers crossed for awesome weather, and we know you're going to get it. We know you're going to get it.
Absolutely. It's great talking with you, and look forward to it, and hopefully we'll see you down there.
Sounds great. Thanks, Rich.
Thanks.
That was awesome. I love learning more about how these festivals come together. I'm a big festival guy. I love going to outdoor shows, and it's a whole different experience than going to a show at Wells Fargo Arena compared to these outdoor spaces. It's a different sound, a different experience taking in these bands.
Yeah, it's really, well, and it's way different from what we do every day, and that's what I find so fascinating about Rich talking about building the infrastructure, because it just adds a layer, right? Every venue has their own challenges, whether it's indoor or outdoor. But to hear more of what it takes, I think it gives that festival goer more of an appreciation of what all went into the planning and the execution of it when you're building it from scratch every time. So I know the Balloon Field's done a great job with Laser Fest in the past and some other events. So it's not like it's the first event ever held out there, but anytime there's a new festival, you got to plan for the uncontrollables, I guess.
Absolutely. Once again, that's springrevelry.com if you want to get tickets to that coming up May 4th. Here in Indianola, Iowa. Well, Adam, one more plug too. We want to remind people those pink tickets go on sale Friday, correct? HiVTix.com.
Friday, 10 a.m. at HiVTix.com. We've got pink tickets, and while you're there, stop by and get tickets to another show coming up in April. It's going to be a busy month.
Awesome. Sounds good. Well, Adam, appreciate you. We appreciate Rich for hopping on with us. For Adam Flack, my name is Matt Van Winkle. Thank you so much for listening to another episode of All Access presented by the Iowa Event Center here on the Iowa